Colonial Sports Center.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another fantastical night of Colonial Sports Center's, your best place on TV to get all of your Colonial sports coverage. And tonight, it's going to be a great show. My name is Casey Irwine, joined by Cam Wickline. As always, the two of us. And Cam, we've got a bunch of stuff in store tonight.
We do have a bunch of stuff in store. Spring sports finally kicked off. You know you had to bring me back for softball. Both basketball teams are hotter than they've been since we've been here at Robert Morris. A lot of stuff went on in Robert Morris action this week. Case, I hear you're going to start us off with some of those spring sports.
Yeah, I am. No, Cam, you said you had to come back to softball. I know there's no one in RMU-TV that knows more about hitting home runs than you do. But first, before we get to that, we're going to start with some lacrosse because the women's lacrosse team, they're coming off an 18-4 loss against Cincinnati, but they were looking to bounce back against the Lafayette Leopards of the Patriot League. And now the Leopards, last year, they were 5-11, have a 1-1 start this year, but now you can see that would be a 2-1 start as they took down the Colonials 12-10 in this one. This is these teams' very first matchup ever in the program history, and you can see your RMU just could not pull it out, even though Irwin got her 100th career goal for the Colonials. So this one here, it was close, but but Lafayette up 7-2 at half, and RMU, they started to amount something in the fourth quarter. They scored 5 goals, just could not pull it back, and it was the team saves from Lafayette. You see there 9 saves for Terracano on that one. And Lafayette gets the win. RMU women's lacrosse, their next matchup is going to be this Saturday against George Washington at home.
Now, similar to the women's lacrosse team, the men's lacrosse team was looking for their first win of the season. They took on St. Bonaventure up on a cold day at Joe Walton Stadium. St. Bonaventure, an A-10 team. Earlier this year, RMU men's lacrosse team in their season opener lost to another A-10 team. Richmond, 17-2. Let's see how they fared in their game today. Starting off, Tommy Mumpkin's going to find David Barr for the goal, getting the Colonials on the board right here at the end of the first quarter. David Barr, a name you're going to hear a lot because David Barr is going to be at it again. Watch, he gets a steal right here. St. Bonaventure has no clue what happened. David Barr does because he just put the ball in the back of the net again, 2-2 early in the second. I'm telling you, David Barr is going to be a stud this year for the lacrosse team. Now Elijah Edwards is going to get a steal, and Army's going to look to set up their offense. And tell me if you've heard this before. David Barr is going to score another goal. Third goal right here, David Barr, top shelf. Third goal of the day, third goal for the Colonials, 3-3, still in the second. But David Barr was not finished. He gets his 4th goal of the game. It's a one-man wrecking crew out there. He's got the Colonials in the lead, 4-3.
I mean, you said his name 3 times already, and it was like Beetlejuice, 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 but then a 4th time, I don't even know what to do after that with David Barr.
I mean, at what point do you put 4 people on him? I mean, he's got 4 goals. It's insane. St. Bonaventure says instead of guarding him, we're going to score more goals of our own. This time, Drew Kenny goes all the way around, and he goes top shelf, gives Bonaventure the lead 5-4, and then just some sloppy ball handling here by the Colonials. They drop the ball, and Blaze Becker's going to say, hey, why don't I just take that? I'll score. It's not a big deal. If you guys are going to make it that easy, I'll just take advantage. 6-4, St. Bonaventure in the lead now.
Both teams with some sloppy play on those ones, and both teams getting some free goals out of it. I mean, that's just basic stuff in college that you just can't do.
Yeah, but now David Barr felt like he should get back into the game. This time with an assist, he finds Callum Brennan here, and Callum Brennan's going to find the back of the net. The Colonials were whizzing them past the goalie in this game. A lot of really nice shots by the Colonials, and it's the reason they're still in this one. 6-5 now in the 4th. Fast forward, 7-7. David Barr, right there, has the ball again. He drives in, decides he's going to make something happen, finds his man Luke Prezio right on the doorstep for the game-winning goal. 8-7. That score would end up holding David Barr 4 goals, 2 assists. 6 points in a day where the Colonials had 8 goals as a team. He was really the star of the show today.
I mean, this is just the usual for this lacrosse team. David Barr has just been the face of this team, and you can see in this one, Cam, once again, he was not just the face of this team, he was the absolute star of the show at the Joe.
He really was. I mean, you're not going to see a performance like that every day. Luckily, he was on the Colonials team.
Yeah, of course, but now we're going to go on to some softball for another great performance because 2 players actually were awarded with Horizon League Players of the Week for just the player and the pitcher. You can see right here, Anna Resnick for the Colonials got Player of the Week for the Colonials. The senior from Elizabeth, PA, last year had her highest average of her career at 276 and most RBIs at 15. You can see here she gets a strong start in this one. Then, of course, Madeline Coleman, the transfer from Mount St. Mary's, coming into RMU this year. She's from Ellicott City in Maryland, and she had a career-high 9 strikeouts in this game, 0 runs allowed as well. So 2 Colonials coming up big for the softball team, winning awards this year.
Yeah, Madeline Coleman with 9 strikeouts in 5 1/3. That's only 16 outs. She was striking out more than half the batters she faced. She was electric and very deserving of the award she got.
I mean, I know it's tough. You go, boom, and it flies right by you. And Coleman, man, she just flies it and fires it in. And you can see 0 runs, 9 strikeouts. And what can you even do?
Yeah, the Colonials needed some help on the pitching side. She's going to be big for the team this year.
Well, Cam, coming up after this, we're going to get back into some basketball because, of course, that's still going on, and March is just around the corner. We'll see you here on Colonial Sports Center right after this.
Do you want to meet a family with a transgender kid? Here we are. Max loves to do backflips. Max loves to play his ukulele. Max loves to just be a kid and just be himself. When I found out I was pregnant, all I really wanted was a happy, healthy, whole child. And that's what I got. I think it's really important for people to know that trans kids don't have a political agenda. They are just kids. Like any parent, we love our kids unconditionally, and we will never stop fighting for them. Stand with us. Protect our families.
Wait! Not in the toilet!
No, don't do that. No.
Don't hit your brother! Oh!
Not again.
What did I tell you about playing in the mud?
Raffy, not so close to the pool. Wait!
Frankie, happy. What are you doing? We told you never to touch the gun!
I'm sorry, I didn't think it was that big of a
You
deal.
could have hurt yourself!
Safely store your guns. Unload, lock, and away from ammo.
Hello and welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Casey, I had to dress for the occasion. I'm dressed for the funeral of the rest of the Horizon League in men's basketball.
I mean, they have just been on an absolute tear, Cam, and it would just continue. I mean, they've won 10 of their last 11, and Cam, it just keeps on going in this one.
Yeah, the RMU men's basketball team has been absolutely electric. They look to continue their hot streak when they took on Purdue Fort Wayne up at the UPMC Event Center on Senior Day. Let's check out how that went. As you see here, Cam Woods, that's Ishmael Plett, the third guy you're going to see, Chris Ford, all being honored on Senior Day. All these two teams came in tied in a 3-way tie with Youngstown State for second in the Horizon League. Here, senior Ishmael Plett gets aboard, finds Cam Woods, drives up, finds Josh Omajafo in the corner. You know that's cash.
I mean, it's just lovely having him back after he missed a few games, and he has just been electric since returning.
Yeah, RMU was down to an early deficit, and they climbed back up 15-14 here. Not for long. Alvaro Fulgueres, the octopus, as Chris Shovelin has called him, because he just seems like he has so many more limbs than the rest of the guys. How's he even come down with that board?
I mean, that was El Pulpo at his best, as they would say in Spain for the octopus. Just those arms so long and just everywhere on the court.
And at this point in the game is when Alvaro Fulgueres decided the Colonials were going to win. He scores here. He's going to score here again. Fulgueres, sometimes, I genuinely think he's the best player in the Horizon League, because sometimes he just decides the Colonials are going to win, and there's genuinely nothing else, nothing the other team can do about it. There he scores again, made it 23-16. This time, Fulgueres finds Dickerson, who then finds Cam Woods in the corner. This team's playing really good team basketball, and when you're doing that, you get the lucky bounces like Cam Woods did on that three.
I mean, they're beating the competition they need to, too, Cam. I mean, you can see here, this is another team you said they're tied up top in the Horizon League with.
And he finds Amarian Dickerson for a nasty slam here. I have a feeling we might see this one later. Amarian Dickerson's been jumping out of the gym all year. Now Cam Woods here, still in the first half. Time winding down. He decides he's going to do it himself, and that's why this team has been so electric, because even though Fulgueres has been, in my opinion, the best player in the Horizon League, the whole team is stacked. The whole team can do whatever it is that they want to do, seemingly at all times. For example, Josh Prather, step back, 3, bang, he's shooting almost 40% from behind the arc on the season. He's been electric. I mean, DJ Smith, he's going to pull up from 3. He's electric. The whole team, they're insane. There's no wonder that they're in second place in the Horizon League, just a half game back from a team that they already beat in Cleveland State. Here, Amarian Dickerson blocks the absolute heck out of Max Nelson. I mean, you're going to see here, he goes up for a late game heave. It doesn't matter. Amarian Dickerson was there the whole time. Pointless to even put it up.
Yeah, I mean, if you had said at the start of the season that the Colonial men's basketball team is going to have 4 players averaging double digits or higher, I don't know what I would have told you, but I would have probably said you're crazy, but this team has just been electric. But the player we got to keep talking about is the guy who was also named Horizon League Player of the Week, the Octopus, Alvaro Fulgueres. He has just been so good, and as I just said, Player of the Week in the Horizon League. He's gotten his more minutes this year after last year sitting down, only starting 6 games, but now the sophomore has just been absolutely electric. You see his stats from last game, 22.7 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. But in the game before that, the huge game against Cleveland State, first place in the Horizon League, he had a double-double with 18 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 steals with 6 of 7 shooting, only 3 turnovers, and again, against the first place team in the Horizon League. I mean, this guy is just absolutely incredible, and he has been the heart of the down-low part of the court for the Colonials this season.
And the thing you can't forget, this guy's a sophomore, Case. He's younger than us, and he's dominating the Horizon League, which is a big body conference. It might not be Power 5 level, but Horizon League's known for tough basketball, and he just doesn't seem to care. He does whatever the heck he wants.
Yeah, I mean, we keep calling him the Octopus because you can see on those highlights, his arms, they're just reaching all over the floor, and it's just incredible. But Cam, I know we got a few words from him.
Yeah, we have to hear what Alvaro Fulgueres had to say after that game. Let's take a listen.
We can talk here for hours during hours about a lot of things about basketball, you know. But I think the most important things are our priorities and how are we able to understand each other and play for each other. I think that's the biggest growth. You know, I think we had an all new team this summer. It was hard to connect at first because it's a natural process, and I think we're doing it, but we can keep improving, honestly.
That was Alvaro Fulgueres, the Octopus, the heartbeat of the RMU men's basketball team. But Case, men's basketball is not the only one that's playing some good ball right now.
Yeah, of course, you got to talk about this women's basketball team as well. They have also been so good, winning 6 of their last 8 games as well, coming off a close win against IU Indy, and now the 4th place team in the Horizon League. On the women's side, they would go against 6th place Northern Kentucky at the UPMC Event Center, a matchup going back to 1985. Let's see if RMU can get their only 2nd ever win against the Norse. We're going to start here in the first quarter. It's Micah Odell with some early minutes. She puts up the jumper, and that one is good to go. Micah Odell quickly with some minutes. Now Danny Voltage back for the Colonials with that knee brace. You can see one hand right up there. That is just straight money for her. She'll practice that 100 times a day, and you can see it right there. Now on to this one. Next play. We're in the second quarter now. Up top, Odell again. It's going to be over to Jada Lee. Jada Lee, she's going to drive, kick it out to Sabwa, and Sabwa puts it away for 3 on that one. Colonials getting back into this game, Cam.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a testament to what Chandler McCabe's been doing all year. They were picked last in the Horizon League at the start of the year, and now they're just dominating the competition as of late.
You can see another great bucket right there for the Colonials. They're in this game now right before the second quarter ends. Excuse me, that one is good from Isis Grady, the buzzer beater to go into halftime. She would lead the Colonials in points at the end of the night. She has been so good here, and now you can see Maya Murray inside. She's splitting minutes now with Danny Voltage, and that is a 2-headed monster down low. She had 12 points despite only playing 17 minutes. Now right here, Noah Gavon puts that mid-range up. She has also been so good. Just a lot of threats all around here. You can see end of the third quarter, all tied up. Maya Murray for another buzzer beater for the Colonials. She gets it to fall. A one-hand bank open on that one. Colonials take a lead into the fourth quarter here. Now this one's going to be Gavon again. Now over to Jada Lee. She puts it away for three on that one. Colonials dangerous from the outside, and right there she puts the team up by three. Now again, it's Gavon. Over to Grady. Up top, Danny Volitich, a throw-in pass almost. Now down to Grady, and that one is good. Isis Grady once again on this one. Now, Northern Kentucky trying to get it back into the game with a little bit of time left. A drive right here. That one is good to go by Macy Blevins, and it's only a 2-point game. One more chance. Colonials got a couple more points. It's going to be a three here from Calissa Lacey. It's no good. Colonials take down sixth place Northern Kentucky 63-59 in this one. What another win for the Colonials. And Cam, both these teams have just been so good.
Yeah, I know the story of the year has been what the men's basketball team is doing, but you simply can't forget about what the women's basketball team is doing. Chandler McCabe finally got her first full off season to show what she can do with this team. And it's been insane. No one predicted them, and they've been so good. It seems like they're winning every game. Now, whatever both teams are playing, any game you expect them to win, home or away, it doesn't really matter. I don't care what the standings have been playing. Standings say men's is at the top, women's is creeping up there because they had a slow start to the year. But it seems like they're just winning nonstop at this point.
I mean, you could argue on both sides. These are two hottest teams in the Horizon League, and both teams have been so good. I don't think either of them have a weak point. I don't know if any of them even have a midpoint. I think every point on the court is pretty strong, both starter and a backup as well. And with the women's team, you can see all across the court's threats. And with the men's team, pretty much it's solid all around, but usually there's one player who really takes over the game for the men's.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what both of these teams can do in March. And speaking of March, that means the end of the winter sports are upon us. When we come back here on Colonial Sports Center, we're going to check out how the hockey teams are doing, take a little look at their postseason promises when we come back.
The death of George Floyd, who died in police custody Monday night.
Turning my pain into purpose is pretty much what I have done to start this foundation. It's going to take more than just us, as a foundation. It's going to take the community, the world, to help us make a change because it just can't be us.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Now, Cam, I know a lot of people tonight are interested in the four nations happening in hockey, and it has been really exciting. Tonight, USA versus Canada face off, but what we really want to focus on, the much more important hockey, of course, is Pittsburgh's hockey team, and that is men's and women's hockey. We're going to start with the men's because they were coming off against two scoreless losses against third-place Bentley, but they were looking to bounce back in a two-game series against fourth-place Niagara, and RMU, they have won 3 of their last 4 games against the Purple Eagles, including a shootout this season. So let's see if the Colonials could bounce back in this series. You can see in Game 1 that they do a 4-3 overtime win. You can see Colonials, they had a 2-0 lead halfway through the game, but then later in the third period, Purple Eagles able to tie it up 3-3 late in that third period, but then it got to overtime, and just 2 minutes and 10 seconds in, Mitch Dielstra would score the winner, and Colonials bounce back after just getting obliterated by third-place Bentley, go against the team one place below them in the standings. And right here, they take a game right here close to the end of the season. And you can see Kokendorfer and net had a monstrous game at 41 saves. And of course, Walter Zacher having another great game, as he has always had for the Colonials.
Yeah, as you mentioned, these two teams real close in the standings. This was a big one for the Colonials to get. Even if they don't make as big of a dent because of the overtime win, still a big one.
Yeah, Cam, but of course, I said it was a series. That's not our only game we played. You got to move on to game 2 of this series, which will come back home.
Yeah, this was a home-and-home series between the two. The second game was in Clearview Arena. Let's take a look at how that one went for the Colonials. And they were not as fortunate in the overtime game in this one. Cam Garvey scored the only goal for RMU. Croy Kokendorfer still had a good game, 29 saves, but did allow the 2 goals to Tyler Wallace, and then Shane Ott for the Purple Eagles scored the overtime winner just about a minute and a half in. 2 overtime games for 2 teams that are close in the standings. It's basically exactly how you draw it up.
Yeah, right here, but though they take the Eagles, the Purple Eagles, to 2 overtime games, and now RMU 2 games left in the regular season for the men's. We're going to go right into the standings here and some of the scenarios as they go with 2 games left against Air Force to finish off the season. And here's how it's going to work out, okay? RMU with a series win and in American International loses out. RMU will leapfrog American International and become the 8th seed and then host American International in the first round. Now, if RMU loses the series and RIT wins, RIT will then go in front of RMU, and RMU becomes the 10 seed and will travel back to Air Force in the first round. Now, if RMU now splits the series against Air Force, then RMU will solidify that 9 seed, and then they will still travel to American International in the first round. So this weekend, a lot at stake for the men's hockey team as they play against Air Force.
Yes, quite a bit at stake. You can see all the different scenarios, and that's cool. At the end of the season, you want there to be a lot at stake. That means something has went right somewhere along the line. This isn't a team that's fighting for the absolute bottom of the conference anymore, just getting better in only their second year back.
But of course, Cam, this is not the only hockey scenario we have to look at.
No, it isn't. The women's hockey team just ended their season with a series. They got swept by Lindenwood. They ended up getting leapfrogged. RMU finished bottom of the conference for them. Let's take a look at their playoff bracket. RMU finished the 6th seed. They will be taking on Syracuse, who they are 0-4 against this year. A 4-17 goal differential in favor of Syracuse. Not great. Down at the bottom of the screen, RIT versus Lindenwood. They'll go against each other. As I said, Lindenwood jump-frogged RMU last weekend. Lindenwood is 0-4 against RIT, 21-10 goal differential between the two. But the key for both teams, in my opinion, is the penalties. That Niagara game that RMU lost, 6 penalties, Niagara had 2. The women's team, one of the most penalized teams in the country. It's crazy that both teams basically need to fix the same issue, and they could get hot. Both teams have the talent to go do something in their respective playoffs. It's just about limiting those penalties and seeing what they can do after that.
Women's team, first time finishing last place in their conference since 2009, 2010. I was in kindergarten. But Cam, got a bit of good news still, though. We're going to go over to some track and field because it's still cold, but it is time into the season for people to start running around. I saw people on campus with their gloves on, breathing hard, and it is Julia Dill who won Horizon League Runner of the Week. You can see right here, set a school record on the 5,000 meters at 16 minutes and 37 seconds, shattering the previous record of 17 minutes and 17 seconds, which has stood since 2011, set by Meryl Van Steenbergen. So right here, great work from Julia Dill as track and field starts to get back into the swing of things.
5,000 meters is objectively too many meters to run. I think I'd pass out after about 15. So good on her for running that long. Personally, that seems insane.
Well, Cam, it's right after this. You better be running back to your TV after a quick snack break because it is top 5 plays on Colonial Sports Center right after this. So stick around right here on RMU-TV.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today, we face an unprecedented crisis. Tens of millions of refugees have been forced from their homes. But you can make a difference. Turn disruption and despair to hope and opportunity. Even small amounts make a big difference. Provide shelter, support, or jobs in your community. The more we understand, the greater sense of belonging we create. Act now. Visit supportcrisisrelief.org.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Hope you got your snack and I hope you're comfy because it is time for top 5 plays. Let us get right on into this one. We're going to go right here for CSC's top 5 plays, and it's number 5 right here. We're going to start with women's basketball against Northern Kentucky. It's going to be swung out to the sideline. Isis Grady for 3, and that one was good. Isis Grady, she has been a shooting threat, and the buzzer beater at the half right there to take the lead against the Norse. Cam, what a shot by Grady.
Yeah, the buzzer beater just plays into what this all means, but it's the fact they're playing good team basketball. I know this is a top play, but they've just all been top plays from this team recently. Now, on to the number 4 play of the week. Colonials are on the power play. Emma Goding's going to get it, drives in, snipes it into the top right past the goalie. What a shot.
Now, Cam, I was on the call for this one, and oh my goodness, I had a perfect view. What a shot this one was. You can see just no chance for the goalie LaRose, and RMU with a great goal from Goding. Now on to number 3. We're going to go to men's basketball here. I think I kind of took some of your thunder when you were reading this earlier, because right here, Marion Dickerson with the slam after getting some space for himself. The high-flying highlight reel with another fantastic dunk for the Colonials right here. Two-hand slam.
And you can't get past the pass there from Josh Amajafo, but he finds a human highlight reel, and the rest is absolutely history. On to the number 2 play of the week. Walter Zacher is going to be a one-man crew here. He looks like he's dead in the corner, instead brings it out, gets up to the slot, and puts it up top right past the goalie. I mean, look at this shot. He looked like he was dead in the water, and then the goalie doesn't stand a chance. It can happen that fast when you're as skilled as Walter Zacher is.
Lightning in the hands. Now on to number 1. Back to men's basketball here. Right here, Purdue Fort Wayne's trying to get back into it. And then Amarion Dickerson absolutely slams that ball. Max Nelson just lost his liquor license. Shout out and RIP to the great Mike Lang. Oh my goodness, Amarion Dickerson left him on the floor. Cam, real quick, let's get to a couple games to watch. I'm going to go with men's basketball. They're going against last place Green Bay, who are going against the controversial Doug Gottlieb at head coach, who has caught fire from LeBron James and Adam Schefter. Watch out for the Octopus. He's going to be electric in this one on Friday night for Greek night.
Yeah, this is going to be a really fun game to watch, but every single one from the men's basketball team is a fun to watch at this point. Alvaro Fulgaris almost averaging a double-double, but Doug Gottlieb, he might be the star of the show to watch that game.
Yeah, you're just going to have to see if he calls anything on the sidelines. The guy who's caught controversy, you know, he's kind of a part-time head coach, no head coaching experience before this season as a podcaster, so we'll see how this one goes against last place Green Bay.
Now, on to my game to watch. It is the women's hockey team taking on Syracuse. It's playoff hockey, Casey. How can't this be the game to watch? Maggie Hatch is going to be the one to watch because the RMU women's hockey defense has been a little suspect. If they're going to win, it's going to be on the backs of Maggie Hatch. And Bryn Sorella is going to be the one they have to stop. 16 goals, 12 assists, 28 points on the year. She's been electric, and stopping her is going to be the key for RMU to get the win against Syracuse.
Take a look at those games. Thanks for taking another look at Colonial Sports Center tonight. Good night, everyone. See you all next week.